Our next inductee graduated from Parkway West High School and went from a dirt track to becoming one of auto racing's all-time best. From his first wins at Lake Hill Speedway in Valley Park to Daytona and beyond, Ken's racing versatility has been in the winner's circle of nearly every auto racing category over his 5 decades of racing. Respected for his driving skills and friendly personality, Schrader remains a prominent figure in motorsports today. Ken Schrader's enduring presence in the racing world and achievements across multiple racing series have cemented his legacy as one of the most respected and beloved figures in American motorsports. Please welcome to the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame with your applause, Ken Schrader. And conducting this interview should be fun, Kenny Wallace.
We got this, partner.
You do the talking, we'll be fine. And I know you'll talk.
He always gets mad at me because I brag on him so much. We are lucky in St. Louis to have you. One of the greatest race car drivers in the world.
Yeah, well, okay. Let's cut through this shit, but let's just get, I've milked this gig for quite a while now.
One of the funniest things I think I've ever heard you say, we look at all these great athletes, whether it's Ray Langford or I went to fantasy camp with Ray. What a great baseball player. And everybody comes from somewhere. One of the great stories you tell is you were just a kid. Your dad goes out in the yard, drives a stake in the ground, takes a rope, and what happens?
Well, it was an axle shaft in concrete and a cable, and tied the go-kart to the other end. And they strap you on, or my mom strapped me in there, and you just go around in circles. It didn't have to steer it just was tied. And I was like 3, and you just go around in circles until it ran out of gas. And I'm just still doing the same damn thing, going around in circles.
This morning I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I told my wife, Kim, I said, I'm going to ask Kenny Schrader this question about him going around in circles in a go-kart. Kim looks at me and goes, he's still doing the same thing. Yeah. So your popularity, besides winning all the time, came from you getting in everything and anything. You would get in a stock car. You would get in an open-wheel midget. You would go to the Indy 500 to see if that's what you wanted to do. What made you...
I really wanted to, but I wrecked. But go ahead.
What made you want to do everything? Some drivers, some athletes, they focus on one thing, but you drove everything and you wanted everything.
I had a huge, huge desire not to get up on Monday mornings and go to work. And I found out that they paid you to drive those cars. The first time I stepped out of my little stock car deal and drove a midget, this is 1900-something, and we run 5th. We started back because we hadn't practiced when we run 5th. And after the race, he gives me $40. I said, what's that for? I said, I don't want that. He said, well, I paid $100 to run 5th. And this was a while ago. It's a little better now. He said, you get 40%. I said, no, I don't want that. He said, no, that's what you get. And I said, I can go faster. And we run 2nd the next week. And it wasn't much later than that I decided that if I really did that a lot, I wouldn't have to get a job.
You know, I'm thinking about all you athletes. Think about it. When you do something you love and they offer to pay you money, it is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, we're just so blessed. I wanted to race. My daddy ran a lot of local tracks around here. I started when I was 16, and I just raced everything I could. And it was, we started in 71. It was about 1979. I thought, I could maybe turn this into a living, and then it exceeded that. But I got to do one thing real quick. My wife back there, Ian, which is so easy to go around in circles when you have someone for over 40 years telling you when to turn. You know. Then I got good friends, Tom and Vicki Hannick back there. Tom towed me the first year I raced. We didn't have a trailer. He helped tow us to the races. Spence and Sylvia Bach. Spence worked on my car when I first started and still does. My sister Sharon and her husband Pat Walsh. And Pat been like a brother to me since I was 5. Mm-hmm. And good friends, Ann's brother Johnny Prokrefke, Eileen Duncan, and my partners at I-55 Raceway, Federated Auto Parts Raceway, Ray and Sue Marlowe right here, that I have worn them all out.
Yeah. You're getting pretty emotional. I understand why. 1987, you're leaving St. Louis. We got these little racetracks around here. They created a lot of great race car drivers. 1987, you go to the World Center of Speed, the Daytona 500. And you are with an underfunded team, a car that's not used to winning very much. And on that day, in the twin 125 qualifier, you have to run these qualifiers, and you have to do good. And if you don't do good, you don't make the Daytona 500. It's kind of like, the playoffs. You win it. And not only do you win it in an underfunded car, you outrun, I'm getting goosebumps, you outrun the great Bill Elliott. I'm a little kid. I rush down there, and everybody's crying. Everybody is so happy. Tell me what you remember about that victory.
Well, we knew we had it was our 3rd year of being down there, and it was a great team, great gentlemen, but very, very underfunded. But they worked hard, and we wound up winning the race, qualifying race. We only run 7th in the 500. We led it a bunch, but it put us on the target to get hired to drive some little more high-profile cars.
He's incredibly humble. It was one of the biggest upsets in NASCAR history. That car
surprised the hell out of us, too.
Okay, let's turn the corner just a little bit. So we're all from here, right? Well, Kenny's from Valley Park. I'm down there working with my big brother, Rusty Wallace. Rusty says, go get something. I run up St. Louis Avenue, and there's Carroll House Furniture right there. There's a 4-way light. And I get ready to turn the corner. Now, you're off running these open-wheel midgets. These things are pretty wild.
Yeah, sprint cars and midgets. And I was out running whatever the hell I could,
So he comes around the corner, and I'm in a car. He's in a car, and I looked at him. All the whites in your eyes were gone. You scared me. What caused that?
Just G-forces. And I only did it. I did it 3 or 4 times, but you turn over enough times and hit enough stuff while you're turning over, and when it finally stops, you realize you're okay after you give yourself that once over, and you don't remember where you're at or anything. They ask you what track it is, and like on the 4th attempt, you get it right, and I just tell them, I said, I knew it was someplace where you're going really damn fast because I didn't think it'd ever quit turning over. But you just do that sometimes, and that still happens. So now I'm a little more careful about if I think I'm going to wreck, I slow the hell up.
So the blood, when you flip that many times, the blood goes to your eyeballs, I guess.
Yeah, babies also fall out of cribs and stuff and get it. It ain't no big deal.
The great Jeff Gordon. He's really good friends with Jeff Gordon. And so Ray Marler and Kenny own I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway. Now, this is a lot of people say, that little dirt track down there. I'm like, maybe in your world, you're over here playing baseball, and I go to all the hockey games, and I go to all the Cardinal games, but you should go down there once. It's like standing room only. They pay a lot of money to win. And so one time you have Jeff Gordon there. But it was hard for you to get the great Jeff Gordon there. Yeah. What was that story?
Well, Jeff and I were teammates for a number of years. And when he first came on to Hendrick and started driving for Rick, I was already there. And he turned me over at Talladega one time and
wrecked him.
Yeah, he didn't mean to. But we turned over one of them times, and your eyes again. And I couldn't get him to come to Peevely. And like the next year, we're sitting in the trailer talking to him, and he says something, and I just kind of torch like that. And he said, "What's wrong?" I said, I don't know, I get these spasms ever since she turned me over at Talladega. So he came to Peevely the next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we're getting to that point right now where we got to wrap it up. Just two things real quick. I'm around you a lot, and your penmanship is incredible. And I practice on writing good because I watch you. And you keep a list, an incredible list of everywhere you've raced. Is there any state in America that you have not raced in?
There's only two, and we have standing offers to go. But I never set out to do that. We've raced in 48, Rhode Island and Hawaii. I got a lot of offers to go to Hawaii. There's half a dozen tracks over there. And there's a one in Rhode Island now, which reached out a month or so ago. But that was never a goal. That just kind of happened, you know, winding up going these places so you don't have to get a job.
And
That's a key thing here.
And we're going to end like this. He told me something bizarre. And I went, really? I asked you about 10 years ago. I said, when do you think you're going to quit driving a race car? Do you remember what you told me?
Well, okay, I quit driving a real race car where you get paid real money in 2013, but we're still having a lot of fun, and I'll be in a race car 100 days this year. But I told you, when my buddies can't lift me in the car. And when we rode over in the van here tonight, and I was watching them get in and out of the van, I don't know how much longer I got.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Kenny Schrader.
At this time, we'd like to recognize Worldwide Technology Raceway as tonight's champion sponsor. Thank you, Worldwide Technology Raceway, for your continued support of the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.